Thank you so much for your input. Moving on to some politics, where Governor Adeleke of Osun State has resigned his membership from the People's Democratic Party, the PDP. Now, according to a letter addressed to the PDP chairman for Ward 2, Shagba Bogunde of Ede North Local Government, the governor ended his membership officially on the 4th of November 2025. And in a statement that was signed by his spokesperson, Olawale Rashid, Governor Adeleke said that his decision was due to the crisis that's affecting the national leadership of the party. The governor also thanked the PDP for the opportunity to serve under the party as a senator and as governor. This is our dancing governor. All eyes are on him. He's a juggernaut when it comes to, gubernatorial politics. Let's take a look at what you have to say about this on social media. K440 says, "To God be the glory. Keep moving forward in God, grace and mercy. We are with you." And Vishal Tech Zone says, "It's important for leaders to stay true to their convictions. What do you think about Governor Adeleke's decisions?" Very interesting, team. For the longest time, Governor Adeleke was seen as a mainstay of the PDP. In a time where we're seeing mass defections, he stayed put, but essentially now he's saying, "Don't stain my whites."
Don't stain my white, but Governor Adeleke is having a little bit of problems. I'm sure he's going to solve it because he has officially resigned from PDP, but the Osun State APC is somehow, well, we'll just have to wait and see how he settles that problem. So, how do I put it? Welcome out of PDP.
But the thing is that I feel like we all saw it coming. I knew that he was going to leave the PDP. At some point, the news was, coming out, and then they debunked it and said it's not true. But everyone knew he was going to leave PDP because the PDP itself, there is a lot of trouble there. We've spoken about it. The PDP is not standing well at this point. They are not making us believe that they are opposition. They are making us see that, they are very weak. And if they cannot fix their party, you contesting under that party is going to be very difficult for you. But now, I do not know the party he's going through. Some say Accord, some say APC. Is still in speculation. I just hope he chooses the right party. But at the end of the day, we want peace in Osun. We want a better Osun. So wherever he goes and he's contesting, I wish him all the best.
That is why we always talk about ideologues in political parties. What ideology do they have? What are they pushing? They tell you that the PDP is having it's a crisis at the national level. And we see that even happening in different strata of the party. Whatever it is, he has left the PDP. He will announce where he's going next. But we understand that the local APC, the party at the local level, talk about Osun State, they are also frustrating his bid to join the ruling party. Whatever it is, the people of Osun will decide if they are happy with it or not.
Indeed. Now, we don't know if he's effectively moving to the APC, but if he does, the APC is very lucky. They will no longer lose any dancing competition.
Wherever he goes, the entertainment follows.
Let's move on. Moving on into the world of entertainment. Not so great here. Nigerian music star 2Baba is unfortunately once again at the center of controversy following an alleged altercation with his wife, Natasha Idibia. Now, 2Baba joined Daddy Freeze live on Instagram, which revealed a heated argument between him and his wife, Natasha. After this live incident, several clips began circulating online, including one that showed 2Baba being escorted by UK police, sparking widespread reactions on social media. The footage captured at an airport shows officers accompanying the singer after an argument with Natasha that had allegedly escalated to involve security forces. Many fans, of course, expressed shock and concerns, while others debated the singer's actions, referencing his past relationships. Despite all this uproar, 2Baba has now denied being arrested, stating on Instagram that his absence from a UK concert was due to a medical emergency and not a domestic dispute. He said, and I quote, "If una no sabi something, make una no talk." He urged his followers, calling the allegations terrible and damning. Amidst all this drama, Natasha Idibia posted loving photos with 2Baba, her husband, portraying calm and unity. And a lot of people are debating this online, that there's trouble in paradise. Let's take a look at social media. Ojo Bamidele says, "You won't understand those men who have stayed single since divorce and never want to get into any relationship, and they are living the fullest best of their life." And Ebube says, so couples can't have misunderstandings anymore? Disagreement must happen in every relationship, so why is he being arrested? I'm sure he didn't commit any crime worth getting arrested for, and why is it him that is being arrested and not the woman? I have to say, I never expected, trouble in paradise so soon. Several times we've spoken about the dichotomy between, marriage being a spectacle and marriage being a private institution. But unfortunately, when you're a public figure, sometimes your marriage is publicized. But it's a shame to see that there's a trend in our country right now. We saw it with Ned and Regina. We're seeing it with Two-Face and Natasha, where marriage has now become a spectacle, an arena for public debate and opinion.
First thing I want to react to is that there's a difference between the police escorting you and the police arresting you, especially in the UK. If you are arrested, I mean, everybody will know you will be cuffed, and so on. But the police can escort you out of a trouble zone or whatever, things like that. But that's on one side. Number two, some people express their anger in marriage in a very dramatic way. Yeah, I saw the clip where Natasha was screaming and all that, and it's really unfortunate that it's happening so early. And when a woman is pregnant, the hormones run wild. So anything could have been happening there. Yes, you're a public figure. That should be the reason why your marriage should be a private, very private thing.
But talking about this pregnancy, even fingers crossed, because I saw her recently and she actually didn't look pregnant. I saw her, I hosted the event Jegede's 20 years on stage, and Two-Face was there with with Natasha. And the thing is that the way they were all lovey, I didn't think I was going to see a video of she almost raising her hand on him. At this point, Annie is going to be drinking cold zobo because we see that she is not the problem. No, honestly speaking, because their breakup was something that really hurt me, and that's why I still said Annie Dibia, because when you talk about Two-Face, the only thing I think about is, Annie Dibia. I'm really sad that our legend is going through this. Or still on Daddy Free's life, there's a conversation where they say all men, so Etoma and Ibrahim, you need to rise up for Two-Face to make sure that he stops going through this domestic violence that he's going through. But I just wish him the very best. I wish him peace, because this is very embarrassing. A legend like this we shouldn't be seeing this kind of conversations of you and your wife even fighting in public. Olamide, they were doing that at the airport. Nah, there's a limit to everything.
Yeah. Only God knows what exactly is transpiring behind the scenes. Some are saying that Two-Face needs to be safe because he's actually in the hand of someone the way they described her. And then Two-Face is saying that what's the business that they have with his own life, like they are just making allegations, lying against what is happening within his own marriage. And then the wife also, they said she's overreaching, whatever. It is their love, it is their life, whatever it is that they like to do with it. Two-Face, yes, is respected, is loved. Yeah. So many people want to be that wife. They want to be that Natasha at the end of the day. That's why they will always. So whatever they stand, I'm serious. Whatever they stand, is entirely theirs. It is Two-Face problem. It is Two-Face palaver. He's gonna carry his cross.
But as men, they said we should stand up for him.
What's my business?
I have to say, this notion of let's say Two-Face stand up for him, we cannot be infantilizing a grown man. He went into that relationship knowing the character of his partner, knowing the implications of being a divorcee and being with this sort of woman. We cannot be infantilizing a grown man.
I don't think he was expecting what he saw in the marriage. But let's maybe.
That's how marriage is. Natasha, let's go on.
To Natasha, an African queen does not conduct herself in this way. Please, let's move on. Moving on to better, more positive news. A heartwarming moment unfolded in Lagos over the weekend when billionaire Tony Elumelu surprised a young homeless performer at an Heirs Insurance event, gifting the young man 1 million naira. Now, the young man had come to the event hoping only for a free meal, but he was then invited on stage by the MC to sing. And apparently he performed with such passion that he impressed everyone in attendance, including Tony Elumelu and Nonso Okpala, the GMD or VFD group, who also gifted him 1 million naira. Other attendees now followed suit, rewarding this young man for his talent. Before this life-changing moment, he was homeless and unemployed, despite being educated. The generosity of Tony Elumelu and the other benefactors has now opened a new chapter in this young man's life. And I truly believe that it demonstrates how opportunity meeting preparedness can transform your destiny. Of course, the event has since gone viral on Nigerian social media, and many people are inspired with this story of talent, hope, and unexpected generosity. 2 million in the bank, that's not a game. Let's take a look at social media. CM says, everyone is clapping for the 1 million naira gift, but the real lesson is access. a billionaire-led corporate event allowed an unknown young man to walk in, stand on their stage, and be seen. Opportunity only meets preparedness when leadership creates permeable systems. Most organizations lock talent out long before talent speaks. CM, that was very intelligently put. Oluwakemi says, people forget this. Your breakthrough rarely comes from comfort. It comes from the moment you give life something to multiply a skill, a voice, a risk, a moment of boldness. I'm very happy to see this team, this young man, being gifted 2 million naira just from a moment on stage. This is, I always say, your money means nothing if you cannot impact the life of those around you.
This story is so heartwarming. I feel like doing the jig and things like. I love stories like this, and I want to thank Tony Elumelu for how did I say it, belling the cart or opening the door for this young man. We might not know the actual figure, and frankly, we shouldn't be interested. The one that is reported is 2 million. I hope the thing got up to 15 million for him.
Anyway, we all know that Elumelu is a philanthropist. This is not the first time I've seen him do something like this. But I just like the fact that he keeps reaching out to young people. And I hope that, after he's giving him this money, he'll still give him mentorship. Because, after sometimes when people have this amount of money, they just, go haywire with it. So I'm hoping that he still has access to him. But tell you something, Olamide, you need to be prepared at any point because you do not know where your glory or where your blessing will be. So see him just doing his performance, not knowing that he's going to get, that kind of access. Big ups to Tony Elumelu. That's a fantastic one.
That's what they say about preparation meets opportunity. You say when you're rehearsing, you're training yourself, you're doing anything and you feel like the world is not seeing you, that day, that opportunity will come, will present itself where you show the world and then the world will say, hey, where have you been all this while? And that is what just happened to that guy. Tony Elumelu, well done. And we love what you do with the youth. Yeah. Congratulations to the youth and everyone.
Absolutely. Imagine being this young man watching from the sidelines as billionaires break bread and finally the spotlight is on you. What a heartwarming moment. Thank you so much, team.